Hello everyone, it's Scott and welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. So in between episodes I built up a new farm section of 10-10-10 seeds. So it took a little while to build it up. I just kept doing checkerboard patterns and filling in with the crop sticks. And eventually I hit a point where it's like, well, I really want to step up my game, so let's build some automatic watering or growth items. So one common item through Agricraft is the sprinkler system. So a sprinkler has to be connected to an irrigation channel. Irrigation channels are connected to water tanks. In this case, I just made a standard transfer node with world interaction upgrade to tap a water source block to fill the tank to basically pump water out in a 7x7 area above the farm. So then I felt, well, that wasn't good enough. So I wanted to make a lamp of growth. So the lamps of growth are Thaumcraft items. So here we see that we can make these from arcane lamps and some pretty common materials, just bone meal, gold, and earth shards. And arcane lamps can be made in the crafting system using daylight sensors and niter. So not really a challenge anymore. And it turns out that the lamps of growth stack. So these affect a three block by, it's between 3 and 4 block radius, unfortunately. So it's a little wacky, the range of a lamp of growth. That's actually directional. It's a little longer, I believe, in the north and east directions than it is in the west and south. I don't know why they did it that way, but in any case, this is massively speeding up the ability to grow wheat. And so I put this into a standard harvester, which is feeding back into the ME system through the item return channel. And as a result, I now have 25,000 wheat in probably about an hour. So this is pretty ridiculous. Now, in parallel, I was working on a additional item, the red stonodendron. So over here, Agricraft gives a set of items that give us the ability to grow ores from seeds. So not quite magical seed mod, but it's effective nonetheless. So one thing that caught my eye was this Dimalia seeds, which is of course able to produce diamonds. And of course we have to combine it with Lepender, lapis, Argold, gold. Argold comes from orange tulips and red stonodendron. Redstone comes from daisies and red tulips come from allium and poppies, and so I have to work my way all the way down, pumpkins. So over here, through this crazy little network, I was able to build my way up to red stonodendron, and with the redstone, build up the lapis. Now the key is, under the dirt, one step down, you have to put raw ore blocks. So it turns out you can get these from the deep dark, or you can burn down nether ore in a furnace to produce standard ore blocks. So once you have a diamond, what I'd like to do is put these into a, basically go through the standard upgrade. So basically create a cross pattern like this, give it a little water to get to 100%. Then once I have mature crops, I can go through the crossbreeding exercise and produce more Diamalia seeds. And so, from there, I think I'm just going to build up maybe a row worth of Diamalia seeds just to augment my ability to get more diamonds. Great, 2 by 2 by 2. And so that will give me another source for this rare material. So, in parallel, I was doing a little bit work up here in Thaumcraft world. So I made this, I kind of souped up the deconstruction table. So right now I'm feeding it rotten flesh. And the reason is rotten flesh breaks down. Well, first of all, I have tons of it. 37,000 of it. And what I can do is very quickly toggle through and basically pick up research points. Okay, and then once I get those research points, I've been coming over here to the research table and basically recombining to make all sorts of materials. Mostly I've been making more of this Bacchus void. So it turns out that putting mixed crystal clusters and various crystal clusters within, I think, 2 or 3 spaces of a research table, this will actually passively generate research points. But there's one important thing. So each little star icon here on the aspects indicate that there's one free research point, but that generated by that crystal cluster. But the free research point is only generated when you run down to a count of 0. So essentially it's just one freebie. So these mixed crystal clusters have a chance of generating any type of aspect, and then there's air, earth, the basic crystal clusters that are each linked to a single aspect. Let me just show. So, for example, air is made out of air shards, fire is made out of fire shards. So each of the shards, or one of each, makes this mixed cluster. And so that's what is, let me grab a little bit of food. So that's what's giving us the ability to get research points, which has allowed me to go through the Thaumcraft, Thaumanicon, and basically build up and get all sorts of interesting things. So what I wanted to do was go down to, I really wanted to unlock one of these items. I think it's under... So what I really wanted to do is go under the X asterisk tab and unlock a portal to another world. So what it appears this one does is it's going to open up another dimension. Now this of course looks like a very dangerous thing to do. The crucible, let's see, do I have Eldritch Eye? No, I don't have the ability to make Eldritch Eyes yet. So I'm going to have to look into what that entails. But I think that is what's going to give me the ability to... Actually, no, I'm wrong. So over here in this original Learning Dimensional Explorer, the soul dimension is actually through blood magic, sangromancy. But I'm really interested in seeing what that opens up. So that kind of covers what's been going on in the Thaumcraft area. I am considering making another node in a jar. I haven't expressly run out of or found a need to speed up the charging of wands through V. and for some reason that seems to keep losing its... Put it back on white. Whenever I reboot, it seems to like unlink. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but I ended up making a second infusion provider. For some reason, I was thinking that it might feed the infusion process twice as fast, but unfortunately, it only ended up pulling from one of them at a time. So it was kind of a bit of a waste to have two. But at least now I know that that's what happens. So, so that's kind of update of what's been going on. So let's go through the quest book and see if there's anything I can work on. So under Sky Farm, I made my redstone edentron seeds. I upgraded my seeds to a 10-10-10. So that's what this is about. So I had to get the perfect 10-10-10 seeds. And so that was going to give me a magnum torch, which is actually pretty cool because a magnum torch is a anti-mob device. I seem to recall it has something like a 16 block or larger range. And then this is what jumped out at me. Market research. So for those who don't care to research every mutation, just buy the saplings and seeds you want. I'm all about that. So what I ended up doing was making a market. So here is from Pam's Harvest Craft. Let's go to the formula. It's actually not that complicated, and I had no idea it even existed, since it's just wool and an emerald to make a market. So let's grab claim. Oh, I still don't have any room in my inventory, so let's dump a few more of these things into the ME system. Claim that reward. So the market, let's just place it over here, is an interface. I poke through this. An interface that basically allows you to go through every seed in the game and for what I consider extremely cheap prices, purchase a single seed. So I don't need to go through all that nonsense that I went through to basically, this is just tons and tons and tons of seeds. I don't even know what they all do. Cantaloupe, well, I mean, they all make food, obviously. Cotton, I don't think I came across cotton yet. I don't even know I would need all these foods, actually, to be honest. So eventually we get into like the real seeds, and then all of the unique saplings. For a diamond, I'm willing to drop that. Okay, there's one of them I did read is very desirable, and I think it might be the chestnut, maybe the walnut. So one of these seeds is useful in growing, harvests a large quantity of nuts that can be put through the forestry mods, not the fermenter, I think the centrifuge, to produce the oil that can be used in place of honey to basically power all the bee machinery. So I'm going to have to look through this at a later date, but you can definitely see that there's, wait a minute. Huh, I can buy eggs, apparently. Huh, okay, and then I'm back to start again in asparagus. Okay, so a lot of these I can just get through normal sifting, but it's good to have another alternative source of saplings. So that polishes off a lot of things. Let's go to irrigation. I'm missing a wooden channel valve. Okay, so that should be easy to make. So a simple wooden channel valve. Bink. Should polish that off. So it gives me extra sprinklers. Okay. Well, you can see I from the farm I was able to figure out the sprinkler system. Let's see, upgrading seeds. I need tomatoes. Actually, I have all my tomatoes over here. I have quite a lot of them. I just need to replant them upstairs in the new farm. So that's going to give me, oh, a machine frame. I have lots of those already. Alright, so over here in Chef Tools, Bakeware, Juicer, and Mixing Bowl. I don't have any of those already. Bakeware. Is this simple bricks or nether bricks? I think I have those. Bakeware. Let's go to the juicer. Okay, so that's stone and a pressure plate. Well, obviously I don't have a pressure plate, but that should be easy to make. Kind of a weird formula for that. And of course a mixing bowl. Bada bing. Gets me salt. Ah, so now we're opening up some stuff. Unlocks one quest. Oh, very nice. Milk, so I need fresh milk. Oh, Dairy Maid. So originally a milk bucket, so I was able to get that. Fresh milk. What's the difference? Okay, just take a milk bucket. Sure. So, fresh milk gives me a cow spawner. So, over here in metalware, a pot, a skillet, and a saucepan. Here it is, a pot. So I have to take a clay bucket. Skillet, I'm going to need, this is easy. And a saucepan. So I need an unfired clay bucket and a regular clay bucket. Okay. It's unfired and a fired. So let's make a second one, and let's just take a quick trip up to the furnace. So I'm going to need to get some aluminum and aluminum brass. All right. Aluminum brass. Aluminum. So let's knock those guys out. Add that in. So for the clay bucket, Let's throw that down right here. Alright, so I just need to make sure that the aluminum goes on the unfired pot and the molten aluminum brass goes on the fired pot. Great. So, let's check in on the quest book. Oh, what happened there? My pot. Okay, there's my pot. So that should give me buttered potatoes. Nice. Oh, pressing. Presser. Sure. Pretty simple. There we go, one presser. And that's going to give us the ability to make juice and soy milk. For vegan options, silken tofu, soy milk. It's going to take, looks like soy milk. Soy milk comes from soybeans. Soybeans come from, well, looks like the Phytogenic Insolator. Okay. This is something I have not made yet. Okay, so this is going to be another one of these devices that okay, so let's make a aluminum gear. Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever done this before. Sure. Okay, so let's make some copper gears. And let's make one of these redstone comparators. And by now, let's see if this finished. Oh, Aluminum ingots do not make aluminum gears. So let's check in on this. Well, that's interesting. Molten aluminum. Sorry about that. I had a problem making my aluminum gear. It looked like there was some junk that got stuck inside my forge. So now I'm able to produce, let's grab a level 4 machine frame from a resonant. There we go. Highest speed Phytogenic Insolator. So let's head back up to the machine area. Plug this guy in. So, what this should do is it gives us a way to rapidly grow seeds from basically fertilizer. So let's check out the interface on this guy. So what we're going to have, if I give it a little bit of redstone, let's grab a hardened flux duck. Just one more should do it. So what this should do, as we saw in the picture, is that we can supply PhytoGrow, which is basically sawdust, niter, and slag. So I had set up a repeating formula. I now have 6,000 slag. So up here in my automation level, I made a little bit of a loop. So what I have here are a pulverizer and an induction smelter running together. So the pulverizer is continuously, well, pulverizing silver. Alright, so basically what I'm doing is running silver ingots through a pulverizer to produce pulverized silver, and then running the pulverized silver back through the induction smelter with sand to produce silver again and slag. So that slag byproduct here is feeding back, there we go, into the ME system. I've done a little bit of configuration here. You can see I have 2-channel, a green on the left, which is pulling sand from the ME system, purple from the machine above, outputting silver in the red, which is being pumped back up to the upper machine, and then all the byproduct slag is going back into the ME system. So that means I now have a infinite source of slag, if I'm willing to wait, of course. So let's grab that Phyto well, this is with rich slag, so I could probably build another machine to loop in a rich state. I don't have any pulverized charcoal. I don't know if this is worth. Well, 1 niter. Oh, there we go. Okay, so 1 niter and a slag plus a pulverized charcoal. Unfortunately, it does not work with the pulverized coal recipe, just pulverized charcoal. But I have so much sawdust now, I might as well just make this formula. So what we needed to do was get some soybeans. So let's go over to Pam's Harvestcraft and find the soybean seed. And of course I forgot an emerald. So let's grab some emeralds. And if I were to buy then the soybean seed. Oh, okay, do I have to put it in here? Okay, here we go. So buy, buy. Okay, so it does not increase the price the more I buy. That's fine. Okay, so with that, I should be able to go up and fill in the Phytogrow, fill in the soybean, and go. Ah, okay, so what I'm doing is I am missing water. Ah, okay, I didn't know I needed that. So let me take a quick cut and build myself a water source. Alright, here we go. So infinite water source through a transfer node feeding into the side is filling up the water. And that then is allowing the recipe to tick down. Yeah, this is still a little slow, so let's go grab some speed upgrades. 1, 2, 3. And one, two, three. So now we see this is going to tick along pretty well. Great. So this is going to produce soybeans with a byproduct of soybean seeds. So let's feed that down as the output, combined output going back to the ME system. Great. I think technically all I need now is a ME interface and probably some acceleration cards. And there we go. I now have another source of automating growing. Great. So let's head back down. Actually, before I do that, let me grab the presser and see if there's a place I can put it in the network here. I seem to be filling up quite rapidly. Can I put it on the back side? No, I seem to remember having some problems about that, and I think I'm getting pretty full as it is. So let's make a new set of channels. Let's grab some of these, some of these. And maybe another one of these, and I'll put this here, which means I now need some more hardened flux ducts. Oh, did I mess this up? Does this not need... Interesting. Okay. Well, let's grab our soybeans. Okay. So it looks like this may not need RF power. It's just going to produce stuff naturally. Alright, so here's some soy milk. Let's check the quest book. So I only need one of each, tofu and soy milk. So let's grab that. Let's make at least one bottle of silken tofu. Great. And great, we're good. Let's grab some clams. I don't know what clams have to do with soybean, given that one's an animal and one's a plant, but oh well. So that looks like it finishes off the left branch. So I'm going to... okay. So these are going to require other quests for me to complete. So with that, I think I'm going to call this an episode. It was fairly successful. I have a couple new inventions, and yeah. So this is going to be bringing me down a new line of questing with between the market, being able to purchase new trees for the juicer, or I'm sorry, for the fruit picker down there. I should be able to find some new unique plants for the farm, and yeah. So if you could, please leave a comment or a like. Let me know how I'm doing, and I will see you next time on Agrarian Skies 2. Bye!